Hi, boys and girls. Mrs. Bassler here. I thought we could make something together today. And I know we have a brand new letter this week. It's letter W. And if you watched Mrs. Neely on YouTube, she went over on how to make that W. Now, I thought it might be fun since we're learning words and maybe looking around for things that start with a W, that we could maybe make our very own W book, and that you can read it with your brothers and sisters or mom and dad. And they might be able to help you with some of the words. So I'm going to show you what your book is going to look like. You're going to have a cover to the book. And you'll be able to open the pages. And you'll have some pages inside. And I thought what we could do on the pages inside is maybe draw some pictures of things that begin with a W. So this is going to be our book. I'll set it over here for a little bit. Unless it doesn't stay, it might fall over. And I'll show you the first thing we have to do about making our book. So I have 2 pieces of paper that we use in the printer. You can use just plain old construction paper if you have it. You could use typing paper if you have it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to fold this paper over one end to the other. And then I'm going to lay it down and I'm going to press it down on the side that's folded. This is the open side. This is the side that's folded. Now, the next thing is pretty neat, and I think you can do it. Do you remember when we were pinching our fingers and tearing and tearing and tearing? Well, that's what we're going to do to make the side of our book. So I'm going to hold this a little bit closer so you can see it, and I'm going to pinch my fingers, and I'm going to tear it just a little bit. See that? Just a little. I'm going to move over, and I'm going to tear it again. And then I'm going to tear it again and just make little tears all the way down this side. Little bit, not far. All the way down. Just keep moving your finger over a little bit, twist. Move it over a little, pinch, twist. Keep those fingers together. Remember, you're pulling one away from you and the other one towards you. All right. Now, once you have all those little things done, you could go back to the front and you're going to bend one down away from you. See how it's facing you? But then I'm going to take the next one and I'm going to bend it towards me. The next one I'm going to bend towards you. The next one I'm going to bend to me. And you're going to see it's going to go up and down, up and down. So one to your side, one facing me. Facing you, facing me. Facing you, facing me. Facing you, facing me. Facing you, facing me. Now what that does, and you can push them down, is that keeps the end of the book together. And then we have our beautiful book. Here's the side. And then all we do is we have our pages 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So when you lay your book down, you can push down all the sides, okay? Now I'm going to move back a little bit. Maybe you can't see me. And I have the cover of my book. So what I think I'm going to do on my book, and since I like red, I'm going to use red. And close to the top, I'm going to make an M and a Y. And that says the word my. M-Y. And then I'm going to go right under M, and I'm going to practice that W. Down, up, and just make a W right under there. Down, up, down, up. See my W? And then mommies and daddies can help you with these letters. Under the W, I'm going to write a B, O, O, K. That's right. You were listening and remembering. My W book. And then down here, I'm going to write my name. You'd write your name because it's your book. So I'm going to write Mrs. Bassler. So that is going to be like the cover of my book. And here we are. My W book, Mrs. Bassler. Now, I'm going to lay my book down and I'm going to hold my fingers. Remember to open that first page. And I am going to just press my page back so it stays like that. Now, on this page, I'm going to be thinking about some of the things that maybe Mrs. Neely showed us. Or maybe we were looking with Mom and Dad and thinking, W, W, W. I'm going to find, I think I'll stay with markers, a blue marker. And I thought of something that Mommy and Daddy and you and your brother or your sister uses every day to wash your hands. Oh, wash. It's not soap. We do use soap, and what do we have to turn on? What do we have to turn on? Let me draw what I'm going to use. I'm not a really good drawer, but I'm going to draw my faucet in my kitchen. Do you know what a faucet is? Yes, it's what the water comes out of. So I'm drawing my faucet with a handle, and I'm going to draw some water coming out of my faucet. Look. I would turn it on and wash my hands right under the faucet. Now, if Mommy is working with you or after you draw your picture, you can put your W, and that word is for. Remember the sentences we used to get in school and read together? So you could put W is for water. And have Mommy or Daddy or a sister help you spell those words. W is for water. Then I'm going to get my hand and I'm going to turn my page. And I'm going to push that page down. And I'm going to think of something else that starts with a W. I'll draw it, show you, see if you can guess what it is. I'm going to make a rectangle. I'm going to make a skinny rectangle with an oval handle at the top. And I'm going to look for the color black. And I'm going to put some wheels on it. Ooh, what do you think? What do you think it says? Let me write my words. W is for. Did you guess what I drew? I'll show you right now. Remember, it had wheels on it. I drew a wagon. W is for wagon. All right, I'm going to fold that paper over. So now I'm on my last page to draw something that starts with a W. So I think what I'm going to do first is maybe use my crayon this time. Put some dirt. I might be giving you a hint on the ground. I think I'll draw some grass. I'll draw some grass on top of the ground. Are you getting any ideas of what I'm doing? And I I will use my brown marker to draw what I'm thinking of. I'll make 2 of them. And I think I'll use my green marker. And I'll write on top of the page, W is for, what do you think I drew? And since I made 2, I'm going to put an S on the end. All right, are you ready to see? W is for worms. I drew the ground and some worms underground. So let's take a look at our book. After we folded it, we pinched and then we folded back and forth. And here's the beginning of our book. You can have someone help you write my W book and your name. In my first page, I wrote W is for water. Then I turn that page and I have W is for wagon. And on my last page, I have W is for worms. Worms. So you have a nice little book you can put together. Have some fun. Maybe if you want to make a book for your other alphabets. Maybe you want to include some more letters with the W, and you could draw pictures all over, and Mom can put the names for you, and you can name what you draw, and you can have an alphabet book. Later on, maybe you thought, oh, you know what I'll make today? I'll make a number book. And so see if you have 2 more pieces of paper and put it together, and you can do a number book. There's a lot of things you can do. I thought maybe you would just have fun learning how to make a book and putting it together. Some of the other things that you might be able to do with some paper is if you have your W, I'm sorry, I'm bending over. I'm trying to get a W here. You can see what I did. I just made a W. Maybe you'd like to look at that W and see what you can make with that W. Think of some of the things we were talking about. I know the girls and their princesses love the wands. So you can turn your W and make it a wand. Maybe you would like to use your W and you can make it into a walrus. Oh, that's hard to say, a walrus. So you could give it a head, you could give it a nose, you could give it some eyes, and you can give it its flippers, and you can make a walrus. So you could take your W's and you can put them into several things and make them. But have some fun with that W. And then we'll get together in Zoom class and we'll talk about more things of W and sounds and check and see if you're checking YouTubes. All right, boys and girls, have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.